I learned a new opening in just 1 hour, and in this video I'm putting it to the test. In 7 games against opponents of increasing levels, I will show you all the plans, all the ideas, all the tactics, plus we will learn a very powerful idea that made me win 1 game quickly and with 2 brilliant moves. Let's go. And there we go, e4, e5, knight out attacking this pawn, the knight is defending, and d4. This is the starting position of the Scotch game. What's the idea? We are fighting for the center immediately. And this move is already a mistake. We are attacking this pawn that was now attacked twice by the pawn and by the knight and is protected by 2 pieces. But pushing f6 is always a mistake for so many reasons. First of all, the knight wants to go out there where the pawn is standing. Plus, this pawn push is weakening 2 important diagonal. Number 1, this one, where the king is standing. So I will take over here and I will see how is my opponent taking back. Because, okay, they take back with the pawn. Now, I'm already considering, can I do this? Can I sacrifice? Because after knight takes, there is this queen check, which would be check to the king, attacking the knight. But it's not good, because the knight can save itself by going back on g6. So I would lose a piece. So now we need to go on with development. Maybe here would have been better to push this pawn, now that I think. Yeah. Well, never mind. It's too late to apologize. We will go out with the knight on c3, just bringing out all our pieces. We go out with the bishop here, pinning this knight. This is a typical pin. And now we see another major difficulty. I will just put my bishop out here. And where are they going to castle? The move f6 is also weakening this diagonal. Okay, this move makes sense. They want to harass my bishop that is stopping them from castling. I will just play a simple move. Queen d3. What am I doing? I'm just saying like, okay, if my bishop cannot stay there, my queen will stay there, still blocking you from castling. And now I'm also attacking this bishop, and now this pawn is also hanging. And I'm gonna take it, I guess. So if I take, the queen comes here, attacking the knight. And once I move the knight, this pawn behind is also under pressure. Now the question is this a problem? The answer is probably no, but I will castle anyway, just to make my threat even bigger once my king is in safety. Because now, for example, if bishop here, once I'm taking, I'm also attacking this pawn, not only threatening mate on there. Okay, this move is very strange. I really don't fully grasp the reason. Usually you might push this pawn if you want to play the move d5, but now the move d5 is absolutely not possible. Okay, free cheese macaroni, we take it. Subscribe if you also like the free cheese macaroni. They are very, very yummy. Now after queen e7, only move, well, maybe not only move, but one of the few moves that is stopping this checkmate on f7. This move definitely doesn't protect the mate, so we can just sneak the queen, and this is a beautiful checkmate. Quick analysis just to tell you that the way I played is completely fine, but if you want the very best way, is to play here the move bishop c4. You are delaying, you don't want to push. I said like, oh, maybe pushing is actually the best move, but no, that's not true. How I played is good. So to go with the knight out, develop all the pieces, but you just want to delay a little bit the capture here, because you don't want to make easy for them to go with the knight on f6. So play bishop c4 first, develop all the pieces, and castle at some point, at the right point, you will take on e5, sorry. Next game, we played the move d4. Now they are going for the main move, capturing the pawn, and we take back starting position of the Scotch game. Okay, this move is not a good one. What are they doing? What is their idea? They are attacking this pawn with the queen, but this comes to a high cost. Look at this bishop. He's saying like, and what about me? Where is the future for that bishop? Now we have a very simple way to defend this pawn, and this by just placing the knight over there, protecting it. Very simple. Very simple move. The most natural move for black, is knight here, attacking this pawn one more time. And now we need to shortly think. My intuition is saying like bishop g5. Bishop g5 is an indirect way to protect the pawn because I'm pinning the knight. But what I need to be ready is I need to be ready for the move h6, because after this h6, if I don't want to take, because I don't want to give away my bishop, and also like I'm helping them to open up the line for their bishop. And if I go back, then g5 is played, I move the bishop back, and then this pawn is hanging. So probably I need to find a way to somehow defend this. I will do it in a brutal way, but that shows a little bit what will be our idea in the future. I will play the move f3. Usually this move comes with a big disclaimer: be careful with the move, with pushing the f-pawn, because you're weakening two very important diagonals. And there's this one and this one. Plus, if you haven't developed your knight yet, if your knight is still back there, this would be pretty bad. Okay, d5 is a smart idea, is exploiting the fact that the queen is pinning me. The question is it good? Because I can just develop the bishop. Yes, I will go for this. So basically now the game is getting very tense immediately. We will for sure analyze to discover the truth, but I believe that black is in trouble because they are behind on development. They haven't developed the pieces in the right ways. So now again, I'm looking at the move bishop g5, because now after this, I can play the move knight takes. So this is now very interesting. Also, one possible move is to just castle and say like, all good, now I'm threatening to take, to bring the rook here. Maybe this is just the best way to move on. At least very simple, but I don't like it too much because this diagonal is gonna be weak short and long term. So some queen c5 could be annoying, and in the long run, it's not where I want to castle. Once I played the move s3, I was saying like I want to castle long. So I want to play bishop here, queen d2, long castle, and then bring this rook here, and I will have an amazing development. Now the question is, am I in time to do all of this before they take, and try to attack me? So if I play bishop here, if they play h6, I'm gonna take there. I have a great position. And the question is, what if they take here? It seems like that I can just take back, and this looks pretty good. My knight is pinned, yes. What if they give a check over there? Yeah, that's maybe the problem. So I'm consuming too much time. It's time to take a decision. I will go for this one. Feels risky, but at the end of the day, either we learn or either we win or we learn. So that's fine. Pawn taking is, in my opinion, the best move to address all of this. And I will shortly either take back or play knight there. If I play knight here, the queen comes there. This feels very shaky for me. So I will just say like, okay, goodbye, amigos. Do I want to do that? Maybe I will just take this one. Yeah, I know I'm overthinking a little bit, but it's not simple to take a decision here. Okay, I'll change my mind and just take back here. I have the 2 knights defending everything. Interesting. And now I'll take here. So the pawn has to take. And I will also take here. And the pawn has to take. Well, the bishop could also take, but then I'm taking anyway. So I'm just destroying the pawn structure. But now I have to be very careful because this is a threat. And I will castle. Fine. So my king is not exactly where it would like to go. But their pawns are a disaster. Like a real disaster. I will go back here with the knight. I am threatening this very nasty rook check. So attention what I do here. This move is bad. Very bad. Okay, I'll take here. So this is what happened in this position. Oh, rook. I lost a piece? No way. Oh, oops. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm down time and I lost a piece. This guy is playing the best chess he ever played in his life. Playing actually very good. Okay, so we'll try to anyway get back here. All right, so we play this move, just I want to block this bishop. In theory, this position is completely lost. We have to analyze this game. Something didn't go well. But hey, when you play a new opening, it's about trying it out, learning, do it again. Trying it out, learning something new, applied. There is not nothing, no shortcut that can stop you from doing that. Okay, let's bring the pieces out. I'm trying to bring the queen, to bring this. My opponent is really playing super well. So what can we do if they play ideal? We can't do much. Now this gives us an option to maybe win back material. Okay, very good. Okay, we're back, but oh, actually we have an extra pawn, but very little time. So we gotta, by the way, chapeau to my opponent, played really very good up to the blunder now. And how to win this? We need to activate all the pieces, so I will also bring the other rook to the game. Okay, so they want to try, this is a free pawn. Yeah, it's a beautiful free pawn because the king is almost mated. Comes to a very, it's very costly, really very costly. Okay, I'll take also this other pawn. I'll take them all, they are falling like pins. Let's be careful not to get checkmated, okay? But I'm attacking this rook right now, so also threatening mate. If I take the rook, it's mate. So they gotta move it around. Oops. So they are threatening mate, but this is not mate for them because they can still cover with the queen. But that's, of course, the final blunder. GG's. Very important analysis. So how to defend this pawn in the best way? And this shows the importance of studying opening, learning new openings, learning something more after every game. So is bishop e2, just leaving the pawn hanging. And this shows an important idea, especially when the queen is going out too early. Every time the queen will leave, remember this pawn is a weakness. And you have a very typical way for the Scotch to attack it. And is by first playing this knight here, the queen has to go back to defend it, and then you go with the other knight. This is very typical of the Scotch. Learn it just right now with you. How to defend this pawn? There is pretty much one way, and this bishop here. And now you could already take it, and after after pawn takes, this would be really bad. You can just play knight bishop here, attacking this pawn, then you kick this knight away, and you win the pawn back, plus all the forks that will follow. If the knight here, this is still better for white, but what you can do first is to first attack this knight. The knight has to move, and then you take. Now, these double pawns are very weak for the forever. A very simple move to exploit it is bishop. Here is not objectively the best move, but is good enough to win back this pawn. And then there is this fork and many other. Just this position is really bad for black because this bishop is stuck over there. Okay, one more way, very interesting, is this bishop g5. Also good move in order to protect indirectly this pawn. I was considering this move, and then I said like, oh, but after h6, if I go there, now there is this, and then I lose this pawn. Now, this is still also playable, but the best move here for white is to take. And I said, like, I don't want to give away my bishop, but here there is a very strong move again, typical idea to go with the knight here, attacking this pawn. And after queen here, the other knight comes. And again, we have this typical scenario. This bishop here is not good. You can always just trade, and this pawn structure is a disaster. Even if you are a pawn down, you will be able to capture that pawn eventually. But black is really not playing. Like, you can go queen here, castle, develop your bishop. This pawn will really fall eventually. There is no way that you don't take it back. But black has really bad pieces, especially this bad bishop. Okay, last but not least, also the way I played, I got a very good position, but here I blundered. I was in a completely winning scenario. I don't know, I played the move really very quickly. I played the wrong move in 5 seconds, so I was completely winning after rook e1. Just first basically threatening to win the queen. They have to block it with one bishop or the other. No matter what they do, then I might be able to take this pawn. Okay, if bishop e6, can I still take? Yes, I can take with this knight because there is no check, and now this is completely lost for black. Okay, either we win or we learn. Next game. New game, higher rating. We go with the Scotch game. Marcel. Marcel is taking. We take back with the knight. Ooh, okay, this is also very typical, so good to know. We are going to take back, like usually beginners love trades. c5 is a typical move to attack the queen, but first of all, let's talk about the queen. The queen is not weak at all here, because the queen cannot easily be attacked by other pieces. What is the piece that can attack this queen is this one, but this one, this bishop now would be hanging. If they try to play the move b6 to then attack it with the bishop, the pawn on g7 is crying for help. So c5 is a typical way to attack the queen, but now we will simply go back home. The problem of the move c5 is they created a big weakness, and is especially the square on d6, also the square on d5. So here what we need to do is develop as quickly as possible, trying to just play against that. Why did I go back with my queen on d1? Because I didn't want to interfere with the development of any of my pieces. So now my bishop can go out here, my other bishop can go out there. Beautiful ways to develop both of them. Typical idea in the Scotch is to go for long castle. Why? Because by castling, the rook is going to be placed already on a semi-open file. That's what we did by playing the move d4. Sorry about my face, but this move is just a free gift, free cheese macaroni, you know the drill. So we take it. We also take it with check, developing a bishop. So there is really no reason to play such a move. Now, this is the only case where I will not go for long castle because I don't want to place my king. Sorry, my phone is on loud and my husband is texting me. No, it was my mom. Okay. Hi to my mom. We will just castle short. The idea is that if I go for long castle, I will place my king on the side of the board where there is a semi-open file, so there is some sort of possibility for counterattack. I don't want that. Now, taking here is not good because activated my knight. My knight is forward even stronger, attacking this weak pawn one more time. That pawn is weak. Why? Because there is not anymore the c7 pawn supporting it. That's why the c5 move is bad. Very tempting, but bad. So my opponent did two bad moves in the opening. Taking here with the knight, and then playing the move c5. Both moves are very tempting, but very bad. Very natural. You will see this so many times. Okay, what are they going to play here? Ooh. Okay, taking this pawn is another mistake because the knight is on an open file. The rook is now pinning it on the same file as the king. Not good. This knight is not gonna last long. The big threat here is to just take this pawn plus winning the knight as interest. This move is interesting because at least you are protecting this with a pawn, but I just have a beautiful fork thanks to all the weaknesses that were created here. Now I will go for a quick mate, so I will also take this pawn here. The king is moving there. The best move was probably to cover with the knight. Now I take this knight and I think it's mate in 1. The king has to move here, and so we slide the queen to give a kiss of death. GG's. I just want to tell you one more thing about this opening. Queen d1 is absolutely a safe move. I told you my idea is not to block any of the bishops, but also possible is to just play queen d3. The idea is that this bishop will not go that far, will be developed on e2, but that's fine because you want to go for long castle. So you have knight here, this bishop has a free possibility to go either on e3 or on f4, and then you go for long castle. That's possible, so the queen might slide on g3 to counterattack the queen. So this is the most precise square. New game. So my opponent went with this queen out here. I think we can transpose to a sort of Scotch game. Ta-da! Okay, so now we are in the Scotch game, but this queen f6 is strange. The queen is protecting this pawn, but is misplaced. The queen shouldn't be there. So my first instinct is, cannot I play bishop here? If I play this, there is queen here attacking this pawn. No, I don't want to go with the bishop there because then I put the bishop in a bad spot, since the knight would be protecting the bishop and the pawn at the same time. So let's keep it simple one more time, and I will go out with the knight. What I'm using what I learned before, is that I'm shortly sacrificing this pawn, with the idea that if they take, I will go out with the knight, exploiting the bad position of the queen. So they take like this. But I don't think this is good. I will just take back. The pawn is taking, and I will go with the knight on d5. Really, we are just applying what we have learned. Now, there is one square. Well, this one also. I think e5 was a little bit better to protect this pawn, because this move wouldn't have been possible, since the queen is at least attacking the pawn. Instead, now here, I just play bishop here, attacking the queen and the pawn behind. And again, we are at move 7. And this went completely bad for them because they are losing everything. Here I have something very sneaky, and is this move. Bishop here. It works even better if the pawn is here, because the queen couldn't move. But basically, if the queen is taking, I'm taking here and winning the queen. And now I will harass the queen even more. And I think the queen is trapped. So cannot go here, cannot go here, cannot go there, cannot take this bishop, cannot go here, cannot go there, not here, not there. Yeah, the queen is trapped. That's so beautiful. So actually remember this against the Scotch. If you want to play the Scotch game, this is a very good opening. And once they go out with the queen, remember, you can try to exploit with the knights the weakness of the c7 square. Very typical way. This is a beautiful example. Okay, queen there is just a free cheese macaroni. We take it. Now we will take everything that... there is this pawn under attack. Wait a second. This pawn is attacked by the bishop, so let's castle. Let's not rush. Let's still try to play good moves, okay? We are winning, just if we don't blunder something important. So what we need to do, bring all the pieces out. Let's take with the queen here because we are attacking the bishop and a very important pawn. And that's what we're gonna take because the rook is now dropped. So they are also losing the rook. And the most important thing, this game should end pretty quickly. And is because the king is extremely weak. I will actually take this knight. The reason is that the rook is still under attack and now I can just set up a very quick checkmate. One of the most beautiful mates, the kiss of death. But in order to give the kiss of death, I need the help of somebody protecting the queen. Who can protect the queen? My bishop. So after the rook is moving, we place the bishop here, also attacking the rook. This is just accessory. Now we give the kiss of death. GG's. Very quick analysis just to tell you that this was a brilliant move followed by another brilliant one, and keep this as a reminder, don't go out with the queen too early, and if you play the Scotch game, this is how you exploit it. Next game. But before moving on, I want to tell you where I learned the Scotch, because there is a gift for you. You can get access to the same exact course for free. I learned it on Chessmood. It's a 1-hour course, part of their opening repertoire for white. And starting from November 20th, if you click my link, chessmood.com/Alessia, you can get access to this course and many more for free for 1 month until December 20th. Go learn the Scotch or go check out many other courses. I love their Tactic Ninja course, but you can check out courses on middle game, calculation, endgames, classical games, pretty much everything. And if later on you want to keep learning, improving with Chessmood, you will also be supporting my channel. So click the link in the description and enjoy 1 month for free to all their courses. And let's now move on with game 5. New game, higher rating, and we go with the Scotch game. Will they take? Yes, we take back with the knight. And in this position, there are 2 main moves. One is bishop out here, and one is knight out there. Okay, we have another move, knight g e7. What could be the idea? Well, the 2 knights are protecting each other, but this comes to a price because this bishop is currently blocked. One idea that I see could be that they want to take here, and after I take with the queen, they want to go with the other knight attacking my queen. I will play the move bishop g5. The idea is that I'm pinning this knight, developing the bishop, of course, so I'm playing a little bit against that idea. And if they want to remove the pin, they have to waste quite some time with these pawns. And attention, there is a difference. If now they play the move g5, I just go back, and the moment they take, I can take back with the queen attacking the rook. So now the only idea I see is to go with the bishop on g7. Okay, very good. Now this knight is attacked 2 times, protected just once by the queen, so I have to do something. Already the move knight b5 seems interesting because I'm attacking this 2 times, but attention that there is also a problem for me. So one move that could definitely be played is the move c3, just protecting this knight 1 more time. And I'm going to play this move because I really don't see something good after this and d6. So they just defend the threat and doesn't look too good to me. Okay, so they go for the move d5. I like how my opponent is playing. Looks really energetical. But I see also a risk here. Again, this is our idea. How are they going to stop it? Because now the pawn cannot go back on d6, right? So after this, there is just one idea to place either the knight or the bishop in the way. that could be something. But the question here is, what if I take here first? Because now if they take back with the knight, this pawn is unprotected because it's attacked twice and protected just once. So it seemed to me that they have to take back with the pawn. And this is a perfect moment to take there. If black has to take with the pawn, then I created a weakness. And I really like my position a lot. So now this pawn is still under attack. The question is how to defend it. I will defend it in a very simple way, developing a piece. Really try to look for this type of moves, multitasking moves. If you can defend by developing, that's a massive upgrade compared to just taking here. If we take, we allow them to take back and double their pawns, remove a weakness. So that is a great move. Instead like this, we are developing a piece plus protecting a pawn. Okay, good. Attention, what's their threat? They want to come here, trapping our bishop. We have a simple way to get rid of the threat, to push this pawn either on h3 or on h4. I will play the move h3 just because I don't want to overextend. I don't want to give them this possibility to just attack my queen. So the pawn is also controlling the square. If they push, my bishop is retreating there. It's called the invisible bishop. The one that they will for sure forget, and then we lose this pawn. It's something that really happens. Okay, so g4, pushing forward. I don't particularly love this move because there is no big threat. That's the point. Even if, like, okay, if I take, they want to take back attack, developing the bishop, but what if I don't take? What if I don't? Always expect the best defense from your opponent. Okay, we want to find a way to bring out all the pieces, right? So I will just develop my bishop very shy, but in a very nice square over there, putting pressure on these two pawns that are now a little bit weak. Ooh, this screams to me like blunder because this king is becoming more and more and more weak. Interesting. So they have a threat here, and it's to take this pawn. So either I trade or I push. So trading would be interesting if after knight takes or bishop takes, I can win this pawn. So after this, knight takes is the most annoying move, because after I take this pawn, winning that pawn, they can take here. And then I take with the pawn. But I am really winning a piece there, a pawn there, so I'm gonna just go for it. Like, I usually don't like to... Like, my king is also getting open, huh? By the luck of that king, if this of that pawn, if this pawn also goes away. Okay, now they don't even take with the knight, which makes me feel better about all this. Because if I can keep this bishop here, the pawn structure solid, safe, then my king is actually doing pretty fine. And as soon as I can, I will just sneak the king on the other side of the board. Okay, so here we just won a pawn, and actually we are going to win a second one. We are just taking the free cheese macaroni because they are yummy. And we just have 2 extra pawns. Plus, we have a very safe square for our king if we manage to castle long. I can't say the same thing about their king. Like, long castle is actually pretty weak. Now they are threatening to take this bishop, which ruins a little bit my pawn structure. I don't love it. But I see a very fun thing here. I will play queen c2. The idea is that I will recapture not with the pawn, but in a different way. Can you see that? By the way, I always have so little time. It's not a coincidence that the name is... Oh no, my time again. Okay, very interesting. So if they would have taken, I would have played queen check and then take the knight with the queen. Now they play queen here, and so they are attacking this bishop 2 times. I can already take this pawn, but then I lose this one. It's not a big deal because I can castle, so this is already a very good move. Question, is this move even better? Because I'm attacking the queen. The queen needs to go back. Nothing to do. So let's go for this one. The queen cannot go forward. There is no check. Yes. So the queen cannot go here, not here, not there, not there. Actually, the queen can go here. Miss that. Yeah, but that also comes to a price because the queen is on the same diagonal as this bishop. So I have many discovery attack with the knight. Probably I will go forward there. Because if I go forward here after queen g5, then the knight can take here, attacking my queen. I don't know if you can visualize that. Okay. So I could take just this pawn. 3 cheese macaroni, or I could also go here, harass the queen a little bit more. What to do, what to do, what to do? What to do? 3 cheese macaroni. We love those. Okay, very nice position. Now it's very important, as soon as I can, to castle. So I bring the king to safety. Also, I bring the other rook to the game, which is definitely a very important thing of castling. I have just one thing I want to watch out, and is a little bit the weakness of these two diagonals. These two diagonals are not shielded by pawns, meaning that if black puts a bishop here and maybe the other here, I could run in trouble, especially with my king being here, with my queen being there. So that's one risk we want to look for. So now the queen here is doing something smart, pinning this guy and also looking at this bishop. The problem for them is that they don't have a powerful discovery attack because the bishop is not going that far. So I will simply castle here. The bishop is protected by the queen. All good. And I'm going to follow up by putting immediately a rook on the e-file if the queen and the king is there. Okay, they give a check. This was kind of foreseen. I'm under 1 minute. Okay, we gotta speed up a little bit. We'll try to talk just in the opponent time. Okay, they go back with the knight there. So, I have to be careful. I will play this move to just cover up this diagonal that is exposed. Very important. Okay, now we just sneak the rook here. Being very annoying. They can cover with the knight or with the bishop. So it's still not over. We'll give a check. The king doesn't have many squares. All right. We'll go forward with the knight. Attacking this bishop. If I can get rid of it, I will. Also, the knight is going here, attacking the rook and preparing this nasty. Oh! I didn't see that happen. What happened there? Okay, let's go forward with the knight attacking the rook. And I am pinned their knight. Okay. Okay, this is still fine because we're attacking the rook and the queen at the same time. But it was probably unnecessary. Yeah, queen here is the best move, protecting the rook. Oh wow, they blundered. Actually, Anna really played a very good game. Still had a very nice position after queen f6, I think. We will shortly analyze, because I think blundering this bishop was not good. Don't try this at home, okay? Okay, now let's try to checkmate. We gotta bring all the heavy pieces. Let's defend this knight. Let's not blunder another one. Okay, we give a check, attacking also this guy. Okay, we take here. I know that this is hanging, but then we take also this other one. So it's good. Boom. And now we gotta go for the bim boom bam. I see some bim boom bams barabam. I don't know which one is the quickest though. So there is bim, boom, bam. No, da, da. Okay, I see something in 5 to 6 moves. But would be better to be a bit faster. So I will just remove this escape square for the king. And now I'm threatening mate in 1. Okay, c4 is not stopping it, so we have the kiss of death. GG's. Okay, very, very interesting opening here. So the best move is to simply go on with the development, knight here, and to allow their idea. If they want to trade and then attack my queen, all right, I can go back on e3, on d3. I like d3 because you keep this bishop open, you want to long castle, and then you can place the other bishop here, start to attack by pushing all the pawns, or also just to slide the queen on g3 in the future. That seemed very nice. That would have been the simplest, and bishop g5 has a problem. Because after h6, this is a blunder. I will show you why. The best move is to take here in between. Basically what I'm doing, I'm forcing them to take back with the pawn. I'm also attacking the queen, so they cannot take this bishop. So they have to take back, and now I can move my bishop wherever I want. It's good no matter where. The best square is to go back on e3, so g5 doesn't come with tempo. After bishop h4, they could have done something pretty nasty, and this knight takes. And the idea is that after this move, now they have this. And now I'm in trouble. Because if I move my queen away, oopsie poopsie, my bishop is gone. And if I just trade off the queens, now there is a problem. My bishop is under attack, and oops, the fork is coming. So this would be actually really, really good for black. And so make sure to remember, after knight here, you just want to go on with the development knight out. New game, higher rating. My opponent is not going with knight here, but with knight on f6. Let's try to play the move d4, because this could transpose in the Scotch game as we know it. So they play d6, and we go with the knight here. Now we are in a very typical position. If they take, we take back. We are back to the Scotch, where black didn't do something too good. They didn't go with this bishop out before playing the move d6. Now they have to find a different way of developing, but the fianchetto is not as strong as just bringing the bishop out, because it creates some weaknesses. For example, now, cannot I just play bishop here with the idea of knight d5? That looks already very powerful. And let's go. Let's pin this knight. Also, the typical idea, once we have this... okay, bishop here. I'm shortly thinking where to place my queen, if there or here. Putting pressure. So I could try to go with the queen there, really wanting to play knight here. But black has a defense. Black can just play bishop here or knight there. So I don't want to play for tricks. I will rather play for the right plan. And the right plan is to play queen here and then to go for long castle. Now we have opposite side castling, and you want to start an attack against the opponent king. So you want to try to do something like h4, h5. And I will go for it. Now I'm thinking if I should first play knight d5, because this bishop move, I don't really like it. You know, the problem of this move is that there is no big threat. Because, okay, even if I take, they take back this, that, I could argue that all the dark squares are a little bit weak, but I don't want to trade too many pieces. So I will actually play bishop here, which is a very typical move, wanting to trade just the bishop. Because once you trade the bishop, then all the dark squares are weak. And also, this move is stopping the h-pawn. You might say like, what? Because in this position, after I play the move h4, black could try to stop my attack by playing the move h5. So this move bishop h6 is also preparing now h4, h5. A beautiful idea to attack the opponent king, especially when they are castled short and they have a fianchetto situation. Because once I go here with the pawn, I'm immediately opening up files. If I take, now the rook is playing, and the rook will be helping really a lot to the attack. And in some cases, if the knight is taking, I'm able to just sacrifice my rook. Maybe we will get to a scenario where that is possible, and I'll show you that. Now, for now, the knight is now threatening to take. I don't want to trade. So, and I don't want them to trade because I have some problems if not. So I will probably move my knight one more time, And I will go with the knight here. The knight there is typical in some Sicilian, for example, and can be very useful for the defense of the king. We'll see how to use it. For now, my plan for the attack is really to play these moves. Okay, this move is very interesting. They are trying to start an attack. I will play bishop b5. I'm stopping the pawn from pushing and also kind of stopping the other pawn from pushing. So it's a defensive, it's an important defensive idea. Queen e7 is attacking this pawn, so I will play the move f3 just to defend it. And the queen is on a square that I don't love, because if I would ever go with the knight there, I would also be attacking the queen. So I think black should try to really start a counterattack on the queen side in some ways. For example, one way could be to try to move this knight. Knight e5 is a typical way. So you can try to go either with the knight towards c4 or to simply start to push pawns even more. In that case, I would have to hurry a little bit because black is also coming to attack me. Oh, okay. I hope my opponent cannot read my mind. Very nice move, by the way. I will go for the move h4. Very important to see that after this, I can take back with the knight and... well, I should have calculated. What if knight c4? Yeah, because I need to be able to defend this bishop. And I can by playing the move queen g5, but I should have been sure. All right, things seem still under control. Okay, knight there is a very interesting move. I have to move my knight. But now it's important to notice that this pawn cannot be pushed forward. And what they could try to do is to play the move c6 and to play then the move b5. This is possible, but also kind of risky. I will go just back with the knight here. And now the point is that this pawn is also kind of weak. And if they push this pawn, this other guy also becomes weak. Okay, they just play knight here. I have to go back with the queen there. Nothing else to do. I need to keep this bishop protected, very important. And if I can play the move h5, things are gonna be all right. But black is really trying out well, which is good. We have a intense fight here. Okay, now c5 I don't like. This move is creating too many weaknesses and is stopping all the attacking chances for black. Now they cannot push pawns anymore. Like, this guy can be pushed, but I will just play the move b3, kicking the knight back. And then the problem is that this guy is basically hanging. Now they are trading here. Also don't really love it. I'm going to play the move h5 next. And try to open up the file. Imagine if this pawn is not here. I'm almost giving mate. I just need to remove this knight and I can do it by playing this move. All right, this knight is protected, so we don't have to worry. Let's go for the move h5. Now this move can become really annoying. And I'll try to show you the reason why. Okay, so this rook sacrifice is something that you always want to consider. And I think in this position is really, really powerful. So we'll go for it, and worst case, we'll learn something. So now, already this move is very interesting because I'm just threatening to play knight f6, which is mate, and is also a fork. But they could push the pawn and try to defend. So I have an idea in mind, and I want to play check, check here, king moves, check here, king moves. So I'm stopping the pawn. Then I go with the knight there. I'm threatening mate there, but I'm also threatening to go back to give a check. And then to kind of bring the knight there. Does this work? Yeah, this is good, but I will just go with this move. Like, it's way better because after f6, that is pretty much the only move. I take here and they have to sacrifice back the rook. I'm unsure. I don't know, maybe this was a mistake, because after this, if I take rook takes this, then they take the knight. Then it's good to take the knight. So maybe I didn't play as precise as I should have. Okay, that was a mistake. I think we will analyze it. I think check queen f6 was, my original idea was the best idea. I will go with the knight back because I don't want to lose the knight. Now I'm threatening to take there, but probably they can defend, for example, with queen. They don't defend. This is now a mistake, I think. This is now bad. I will play b3, winning a tempo, defending everything here. The knight has to move, and then I will take this pawn. Ooh, they're attacking the rook. That's fine, but the knight is not going far. I'm now threatening to take this pawn. I'm starting to like my position now. Because once I take this pawn, the other rook is joining the attack. Yes. Now I'm threatening mate. So you see it. So the mate is knight takes, queen takes, and checkmate here. Now this move is running into this fork, which is anyway ending the game pretty quickly. Okay, they keep going. We take it. Yes. Then we give a check. The king doesn't have many squares. So we go with the knight here, and we are threatening a double checkmate. We're threatening mate here, mate there, and also checkmate over there. GG's. Very quick analysis. The move rook at h5 was brilliant, but as I told you, this move was a small mistake. But this other line that I was calculating, so to put the queen on f6 in order to block the f pawn, is very strong. Now taking this pawn is possible because he's attacked 1, 2, 3 times, but also my move knight d5 is very powerful. I'm threatening knight d7, which is almost mate, so they have to somehow stop, and then I have all the time to bring this knight to safety, or also to play queen g5, knight f6. This is very annoying, but I think the easier way here is to just bring the knight back and then try to bring the rook here and just give checkmate with the rook. All right, GG's. Final game, higher rating 1721. My opponent played queen f6. I went anyway with the move d4, and now they captured the pawn. So we are in a sort of scotch. And actually we transpose to what is the main line. So now I cannot move my my knight because I'm getting mated. So the move bishop e3 is pretty much what I need to play. d6 is not the main move. So here what usually black does is to play knight here, attacking this knight one more time. And if I take, they take here because they are threatening mate. Okay, so d6. This gives me the opportunity to just move my knight up there. With the idea, as we learned, every time the queen is out, you can just try to go for knight d5 or knight b5. And it looks really nice. So if I play knight here, there is just knight a6 and I don't have a way to keep going. So I will rather play queen d2. Our typical plan is to go for long castle. So we do it, and what is our point is that the queen there is bad. Also, yes, we were kind of looking for that move, not really threatening because the knight would have been hanging, but I played anyway the move h6, which I don't like. I will go for long castle, and now all the threats are becoming real. Yes, they play also this move because they had now to really stop the move knight here or the other knight there. But this is too slow. White, black cannot play just all these waiting moves. And now to me, the move f4 starts to be really interesting, just to go all in for the attack, but maybe not even that. Maybe I could also just play this move f3 and then try to prepare g4, g5, something like this. And I will go. Like, this is the typical plan one more time, and what we are doing is that we will exploit the bad placement of the queen. Again, they are moving another piece twice. This is not good. I will play the move. Yes, I will play this one. You always want to look for the move c5 because it's winning a tempo. And basically, if I would play the move g4 after c5, I move this knight and then this pawn could be hanging. Is this a problem? Not even sure. In this case, I just made sure to protect this pawn. Oh, I didn't calculate this. I didn't think about this. Okay, I will take back. I think this is not even a big problem because now this pawn is very weak and it will be weak for the entire game. And it's true that my king, I made a mistake. I weakened my king, but it's not as bad as it might seem because black has no way to attack. And so, take just castle. I will play the move g4, coming for g5. And we go with the move g5. Now we are forcing to open up the g file. They have to take, we take back, we attack the queen, also the knight behind. Now we will bring a rook to the g file. Maybe we will even double up the two rooks. This is very powerful. And you see, what attack does black have? Not much going on the queen side. Okay, this knight over there. We'll play the move h4, starting to move on. Also our h-pawn. Knight here is not attacking much. So we can just play the move bishop here, because the queen cannot take, we take back and this pawn is pinned. Now we are threatening already to capture there, which is brutal. So the knight comes back. Interesting, and we will just push here. If they take, we are happy to take here. And now this is brutal. Attack, full mode. They take and I capture with the queen. I'm threatening mate, and I'm threatening to take here, winning the queen. So the king has to try to run, but it will not run so far away. Okay, just checkmate. GG's. Very quick analysis. This was a very good game. And I want to show you that after knight here, even if it seems like my king is weak, white here is +2, because really black has no development and my attack on the king side is gonna be way faster than anything black can try to do on this side of the board. GG's. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this guide for the black pieces. It's exactly what I would play if I could start over with chess. Simple to learn, few moves to memorize, and lots of fun ideas to learn. So check it out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.